What's going on, everybody? This is the Root Cause Podcast. Thank you for joining us for the Root Cause Podcast. I'm here. I'm Kendall Wyatt. I'm here with my brother, Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson is a business owner. He's an accountant and a tax professional. If you got tax needs, he's the man to call. Of course, I got my brother, Aaron Chandler, with us as well. He's a business consultant. He's a media marketing guru. He helps businesses reach new customers and upscale their brand and upscale their business. He can consult you on how to help your business advance. And of course, I'm Kendall White. I'm your big brother, your little brother, your old summer fling, your friendly neighborhood pastor. And this is the Root Cause Podcast. Thank you for joining us. And I have come here, baby. I have a new baby. Come here. Let me see. Come on, let me see. Come here. Come on. Let me see. You ain't gonna jump up on me now? Oh, look at her. She just gave me her paw now. Y'all, I got a new baby. Come here. This is Casey, my new baby. And in my house, let me move this out the way. I'm gonna get love no matter what. Somebody's gonna love me. So this is Casey. And so we was talking about that right before it started. Okay, goodbye, baby. All right, go ahead. All right, she's sweet. She's a German pincher. She's a German pincher, and I'm in love. All right. What's up, y'all? This is the Root Cause Podcast, where we get to the root cause of what's going on in the world. Fellas, what's up, man? Why y'all looking at me like that?
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
What happened to the start of the show? What happened?
Oh, man, I don't know, man.
You seem a little frazzled. Let's seem a little razzle-dazzle.
We were trying to get situated with the new baby. But that's all right, though. What's going on, fellas? How y'all feeling? What's up, Eric? What's up? You good?
What's up, man? Chill,
man.
Aaron,
you all right, Eric?
Yeah, that,
you okay?
All right.
That man was a little. He was a little. Okay, all right. Look, this is the Root Cause Podcast. Thank you for hanging out with us, y'all. We are. What is this? Episode 6.
Episode 6.
Episode 6, man. So we getting it in
when the smoke rises.
Yeah, we got so look, let's get right into it. We got a couple stories. We are based out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and so we always like to try and cover a local story for those who are right here in Indianapolis. And we're going to start today with a story out of Indianapolis about someone who I'll go into detail about this after we read this intro. We'll start right now with a story we have here in Indianapolis, a church that circles across the country that a lot of people know about, the Eastern Star Church around America. The legacy pastor, Pastor Jeffrey Allen Johnson Sr., longtime leader of Eastern Star Church, one of the largest congregations in Indiana, was unfortunately arrested on October 11th on a domestic battery charge following what his family described as a domestic situation at home. His son, Pastor Jeffrey Johnson Jr., who's also known as Pastor J, who is the new senior pastor of Eastern Star, he addressed the congregation shortly after the incident on Sunday morning, explaining that the situation involved another family member who has been struggling with emotional and mental health challenges. According to Pastor J, his father was attempting to de-escalate a heated exchange and called the police for help. But when officers arrived, they arrested him. He emphasized that his father never harmed his mother or his brother during the interaction. However, on Monday, there was a police affidavit released, and it reportedly describes a different perspective from the police standpoint. It stated that officers witnessed Pastor Johnson Sr. grabbing his son by the shirt collar in an attempt to remove him from the home. This was after they called and asked for the son to be removed, and the police refused to remove the son. So apparently Pastor Johnson said, hey, I want him gone. Full disclosure, I personally know Pastor Johnson and Pastor Jay and First Lady Sharon and Jalen. I know their family well. And I am sad that my friend Jalen is having these mental health challenges right now. I know how much Pastor Johnson and Lady Johnson love Jalen. I know how much his brothers, Pastor Jay, Jordan, and Josiah, I know how much they love their brother. It hurts my heart to know that it must have gotten to a place with Pastor Johnson where he probably just as a father couldn't do it anymore, right? And it hurts my heart to know that the situation had gotten so bad where he felt like, look, I need you gone because I know how much he loves his son. And he was coming to the aid of his wife. Apparently, First Lady and Jalen had gotten into a verbal altercation, and he was coming to the aid of his wife in his own house. And there were some other allegations made about him, and we're not going to go into any of that. I'm not going to go into it because to me, it's not all that relevant to the situation. But as a personal thing, I would just say I think it lends, and bring you guys in on this. It lends an important conversation about what it's like to be in the public eye, and how even though you're in the public eye, you still have personal issues, right? A lot of people who may know me, people who may or may not know me, my sister is national recording artist Kiki Wyatt, and so even recently, my nephew has put some things on social media about my sister. And so sometimes what people don't understand is that it's real people behind the stardom, right? And I just so happen to love everybody involved in that environment. And I want to make sure I'm clear and I'm done. There's nothing anybody could ever say to me about Jeffrey Johnson Sr. or Lady Sharon or Pastor Jay or Jordan or Josiah or even Jalen that would make me love them any different. So people, when I made a post, people came on my post, you wasting your time. I love them. I'm not budging. You could never say anything to me about them that could cause me not to love them and not to remember all the amazing things that the Johnson family has specifically done for me.
Well,
Go ahead, Eric.
I don't know Pastor Johnson personally, but what I've known about him is nothing but nothing but excellence as far as ministry is concerned. He's helped build churches throughout the city, and I know about what when he helped build churches, he gave them money and people. So that says a lot about him as a pastor, as a leader, and as a shepherd. And I don't have much to say because I didn't want to, because it's none of my business to say. But I know for a fact that Pastor Johnson Sr. has his relationship with Fisher's police is not the greatest. It's nothing that he's done, but it's just the fact that I live here in Fishers, so I understand the dynamic here. I understand why he feels the way he do as far as policing in greater, I would say greater Indianapolis. But so that's all I have to say about that. I'll say this. I say this all the time. Spread the gospel and not the gossip. Spread the gospel. This is for believers. Spread the gospel and not the gossip. That's all I have.
I don't have a personal relationship with him like you do, Kendall, but I have been in the same room with him plenty of times. Every time that I've come across him, he's always been a kind, humble person. I've been in rooms with pastors, and they're so arrogant and unapproachable. That is not Pastor Jeffrey Johnson. And the stuff that he's done not only for his church, but the city of Indianapolis and beyond. One thing I have to say that we should be careful about when it comes to not only the church community, but the Black community. When this broke, you had everybody jump on the bandwagon waiting to nail him to the cross. I mean, they were just coming out the woodwork. Oh, see, this is why I don't go to church. Stop trying to find reasons for you going to hell. If you don't want to go to church, just say, I don't want to go to church. But don't try to, now this is a great reason for me to say, see, look, this is why I decided to club all Saturday night because I'm too tired to go to church on Sunday morning. This is why.
And got drunk.
Yeah, this is why. If you don't go somewhere, sit down somewhere. And then the headlines, it's crazy because the news headlines they came out was that, oh, he's locked up for domestic violence.
Yeah.
During domestic violence month, everybody automatically jumped to he's beating his wife. And then come to find out he's trying to protect his wife. There was a story out there they were saying what the mother did. And I was like, you understand how much it takes for a mother to kind of, whether it's true or not, to respond to her son that way. You know, it takes a lot for a black woman to respond. And I know from experience, because I drove my mother up the wall plenty of times, and it took a lot for her to finally muster up the strength to throw something at me, but I deserved it. And look at me now. No, but anyway,
well, yeah,
but anyway, I mean, it's sad. We really need to rally behind this family, not because of that he's a pastor, but this is us. This can be any one of us, and it has been any family, and it's everyone that listening to this podcast knows someone who's going through something similar, who's been through something similar, or they've been through it themselves. So let's stop trying to front and act like, oh, this is the fall of the man of God. He's, for one, he's human. For two, he's a protector. At the end of the day, he's going to protect. And we can't hold him to this standard of, oh, you must be a pastor at all times. You must be unapproachable, and you must be unrelatable to the common man at all times. No, let that man be a father. Let that man be a husband. Let that man be imperfect without us casting stones. Because there's a scripture in the Bible about that, about casting stones.
Sure. And here's the thing, and we can move on to the next topic. I just, like you said, Aaron, I think you said it so well. And honestly, when I even think about it, man, it just makes me so sad. It honestly makes me want to cry, because I genuinely know this family, right? On a personal level. Everybody I just named, their numbers are in my cell phone. Everybody I just named is in this cell phone, including Jalen. And I just hate that this has happened. I pray for my friend Jalen, who I love, who is so talented and gifted. I grieve that that this very private moment got exposed by the Fishers Police Department, who, by the way, Fishers Police Department, you are not off the hook. You received a letter from clergy, and we want clarity. And as the time of this taping, they have until tomorrow, which is Wednesday, to get us that information. And we ain't playing with you, by the way, because I think Fishers took an opportunity. When I tell you I need him gone, de-escalation teaches you that you remove the person that everyone agrees needs to go. They need to go tonight. And if you're sitting here telling me, after he said whatever he said to my wife, and I won't go into detail, the things he said to her, the things he attempted to do, if you're telling me that I cannot have you remove him, well, then watch this. Every black father we know would have did the same thing. Grab him and be like, well, watch this. I don't care what they talking about. You are leaving my house tonight. And you take that opportunity after you did not escort him away. You then take that opportunity, because watch this, y'all. Let me tell y'all what makes me angry. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but let me tell you what makes me angry. When you pull up at my house, you know who I am. You know who I am. To be clear, when you pull up at this house, you know exactly what this address is. When you see me, you know who I am. So the fact that you would try to take an opportunity to not de-escalate this, I called you for help.
Yeah, he called.
You showed up and gaslit the situation by telling me that I do not have a right to decide who's going to be in my house tonight. And then you end up taking me into custody knowing who I am. Well, he shouldn't get no special treatment. Yes, he should. I'm sick of that. You know who I am. Yeah. Y'all can inbox me if you want to. If you want that smoke with me, inbox me. I got you. I will be your huckleberry. Because yes, there are certain people who have earned the right not to have themselves blasted publicly. Yes. The mayor has earned the right not to have all his, as much as just blasting him for no reason. Yes, I feel that way. Why? Because I am around people who are high profile people all the time. I'm around politicians and business owners and celebrities and well-known preachers and well-known public speakers. Yes, they deserve their privacy. And you know who I am. And when we pull up, I'm not doing anything wrong. Well, he clearly had been drinking some wine. And it's my house. Yes, I was in my basement drinking a glass of wine. Yes. On a Saturday night. Yes. I don't have to preach tomorrow. Yes, I was having a glass of wine. What are we talking about? Today, as of the taping of this, D'Angelo, the R&B singer, died today. Mm-hmm. I know his son. I know him. I know him. His mama died in a car accident earlier this year, and now his father died after battling pancreatic cancer. He deserves privacy too.
So let's talk about the 1/5 boat going down in Texas. Apparently, they want to go back to Jim Crow and possibly prior to that. So, Kendall.
Yeah, here it is. Here's the story right here. The Lone Star State has redrawn its congressional districts again, and critics are calling it one of the most aggressive redistricting efforts in the nation. Some are saying that this is about power, not people, that it dilutes minority representation, and we're going to talk about this. Just as the state's demographics are shifting. But here's the thing. Texas isn't unique, though. Every 10 years, we see this same battle. Whoever's in power redraws the lines to stay in power. What is the root cause of this, though, y'all? Is it a political system that allows manipulation of the geography of these maps? Or is it about the political system? Is it about a social system? Is it about an economic system? Or is it about all of it?
For one, this is the South. Let me take that back, because we're in red state Indiana, and they're going to try it. They're trying it. It's the Republican Party. It's the Republican Party. They want to go ahead and stack. They want to stack the courts. They want to stack everything in favor of them. Even election. And I talked about this about 2-3 episodes ago. I said, when have they not tried to interfere with elections? This is election interference. And they want to be able to have absolute brazen election interference, and let's not even sugarcoat it. That's what it is. And they want to have absolute power, so they could continue to do the asinine stuff that they're doing right now with absolute power. They have the White House, they have both ends of of Congress, they have the Supreme Court. This is the Republican Supreme Court. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And look what they're doing. Their government. This is Trump's shutdown. They're firing furloughed workers.
We'll talk about that later.
Well, we're gonna get on that. But this is what they do with absolute power, and all this redistricting that they're trying to do. Mm-hmm. That's what this is. They wanted to. They want absolute power to continue to do the crap that they've been doing for years.
What's crazy is they're already doing it. You already have it. You already have all the power, because you made sure that you would have all the power. You have, and this is one of the things that Eric has said in nearly every episode we've had. When we get on any political topic, he always talks about packing the court. Well, this is what the Republican Party has done. They've packed the federal judiciary, so that when they start doing this hogwash nonsense, that there is no guardrail around it.
Who didn't see this coming? And not only Texas just approved it, Missouri did too. So right now they're looking at plus 6 seats, 5 from Texas. They try to totally eliminate any Democrat seat in Texas, and eliminate one Democratic seat in Missouri to add one more for the Republican side. They try to get 6 seats right now, all because, as we know in politics, usually after 2 years, the other party least takes the House. The thing is, Trump and his team don't want to sit down with Congress to talk about all the illegal stuff they've done. So that's why Trump. This is Trump's doing. That's why Trump he was verbally told these people, told these red state governors that he knows has a weak backbone that's going to say yes. Mm-hmm. Hey, I need 6 seats. And now we have our governor here in Indiana. They try to get all we have is 2 blue seats here. They try to get rid of one. They try to get rid of the one in Northwest Indiana. It's stretched that one out. So that's because, like they said, they don't want nobody to. They don't want their whatever they do to go unchecked. They said there's 3 separations of power to check each other. Just throw it away. We got a Supreme Court that don't care. They just allow Trump and his team to do whatever the heck they want to do.
A Republican Supreme Court.
Yeah, and the Supreme Court.
How do we get it? How do we get it? How do we get that Supreme Court?
Well, because folks don't vote.
Yeah, we could talk about that. It's a Democratic Party is complicit. They're complicit.
Yep, I agree.
How?
They're complicit.
Explain it to me.
First of all, it started in 2000 between 2008 2016. I'm always gonna blame Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She should have retired.
Well,
This is partly her fault. This is partly her fault. I let the dead be dead, but this is her fault.
He said, "God bless the dead," but it's her fault.
You gotta call it, explain what it is, and if they had some cojones in the Senate, they should have said, "Hey, McConnell, if you don't push this seat through, there's gonna be some problems. You need at least let us be able to put him on the floor." And he said no. So the thing is, Barack Obama tried to play politics with these guys who didn't like you.
Oh, you said something. You said Barack Obama tried to. Hey, you remember when the White House used to be respected? When the presidency used to be respected.
Yes.
And this is and guess what?
It wasn't. It didn't matter. It didn't matter
when it all changed.
Yes. Go ahead.
No, when it all changed. When he ran for office, when Barack Obama ran for office, there was still even though the knives were out, you didn't have elected officials by the majority going at his head and just public disrespect while the cameras were on them because they were
State of the Union address.
The State of the Union address.
You liar!
You lie! You lie! And
what?
this is what changed how the presidency was revered. He said, "No, hold on."
He said, remove him. Go ahead.
Obama stopped him. They were going to remove him. Obama stopped him. He said, "No, let him stay." Remember, he said, "No,
yes.
let him. No, he's fine. He's fine." I would have said,
Boom.
"Get his monkey."
Boom. Boom. That's what did it. Once
I would have said, "Get his monkey out of here."
You're right. You're right.
And,
you absolutely
and that changed.
Right.
That put us on this path that we see today.
Yes.
Open this door for the orange orangutan.
Yes.
This is crazy.
Yes. Obama showed weakness.
Yeah.
He showed weakness. He did.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if it was weakness. He was trying to be. When they go high, when they go low, we go high. Before Michelle even said it, Obama, that was their mentality. They were the Huxtables. They were the Huxtables of the White House. There's nothing wrong with being the Huxtables. I mean,
except when you're dealing with Jason.
You're fighting with Al Capone, the Republican.
True. But hindsight, you think he regrets it? You think he'll do it again?
No.
Hakeem Jeffries tried to grow a pair over the last week. He got up in somebody's face. And they called him a dollar store Obama.
So you gotta go. Let's not talk about Hakeem Jeffries. Let's not talk about Hakeem Jeffries.
Called him a dollar store
Obama. And cadence. He talked like this, like that, and this. He
can't let it go, man. I can't let it go. You are not Obama.
And drops a verse. And drop a verse.
Did your leader give you permission to speak to me? I'm like, Hakeem, hey man, listen.
Give it up, Hakeem.
You gotta go.
Give it up, dude.
They need to run. I don't know who they're gonna run out there. They need to run Jasmine out there. Because Jasmine be like, listen, she was sitting there and say, excuse me, sir. First of all, let me stop you for a second, sir. To be clear, did your big daddy let you talk? You talking out of turn. Because over there in the Republican Party, you all have to toe the line, even if it doesn't make sense. So are you sure you got permission from your big daddy, President Trump, to speak to me? Are you out of line right now? Or did they send you over here to try to get you a photo op? Now, if y'all want to we told you, if you want to put a resolution on the floor right now to pay the troops, I'll bring all of it. Tell the speaker I'm not the speaker of the House. Your guy is the speaker of the House. Tell him to call the House into session and we will vote today. I'll have my representatives, my people will be here on the floor to vote tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
He ain't got it in.
Go back and tell him we will vote on that resolution. That's not what it's about, y'all. And going back to this original topic on what is this thing with Texas and why the Republican Party is doing this, y'all. I would urge us to remember this, and I can't remember who quoted it, and I'll have to come back later and give that person their credit. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Mm-hmm. This is the reason why in America we had this checks and balance that Eric was talking about earlier. We're supposed to have a 3-branch system of the government, and as we all talked in our private chat, y'all, because we have a private chat that we talk offline too. We talk about the fact that if you have, the legislature has the Article 1 power. Mm-hmm. They're the Article 1 authority of the articles of the articles of the Constitution. They're Article 1. Their authority is the primary. If you're just going to have a primary authority, it's the authority of Congress, because Congress represents the people, right? So Article 1 power is the Congress. The Congress is the first line of defense. Then the presidency is the second line of defense, and the final line of defense is the Supreme Court. And if not one of the Article 1, Article 2, or Article 3 powers of the government are going to stand up to a tyrannical buffoon, then we're going to have what we see. And we talked offline, y'all. There was a legislator in Texas that talked about the fact that Vincent Perez said that as he was running off the numbers, he was saying that these redrawn maps basically it takes 5 black people to equal the vote of 1 white person. Mm-hmm. So those of you that keep saying that the Republican Party and the Democratic Party are the same, to be clear, there's only one political party that is still not making you 3/5 of a person. Texas has you 1/5 of a person. Your voting power is 1/5 of a white man. At least in the 3/5 compromise, they gave you 3/5 value. Now all of you black folks who live in Texas and keep running to Texas so you can be in Houston, the state of Texas is telling you that you are 1/5 of a person. And I need us to understand this, that it is about absolute power. But to Aaron's point, they already got absolute power. You already have it. And you know what you got with absolute power?
And it's not enough.
Hold on, watch this. But you know what you got from absolute power with the Republican Party? A shutdown government. You know what you got from them? You get, as of November 1st, you're going to have 16, 17 million people kicked off of health care. You have healthcare. Y'all talk about y'all don't like the ACA because I know both of you have your issues with the ACA, and so do I. No harm, no foul.
It's not perfect.
Yeah, but the ACA brings protections that when those protections expire, some people's premiums are going to go up 75%. This is the Republican Party. They have all the power. Don't let them off the hook. The main Affordable Care Act protection set to expire and the enhanced premium is the enhanced premium tax credits, which are scheduled to end December 31st, 2025, originally established by the American Rescue Plan in 2021 and extended by the Inflation Reduction Act. These subsidies have significantly lowered the cost of health insurance premiums for millions of Americans. If Congress does not renew the credits, millions of enrollees could face a premium cliff in 2026, leading to much higher costs and a complete loss of subsidies in some cases. So here we are, higher premium costs, coverage losses, restricted income eligibility. Those who were on the ACA because they have lower income and they had insurance, their premiums will go up 400%. Loss of zero premium plans will go away, because there are some silver plans where there are $0 on your premium. Those are going to expire, and those people, their insurance will go up 150%. And there's also something called the reinstated repayment caps. If credits expire, there will no longer be a cap on the amount of excess premium tax credit that higher income individuals must pay on their taxes. And so here's the thing. I guess the point is, when you have the ACA, when you have a government insurance program, the benefit of it is the more people who are on it, it brings everybody's numbers down. Because you can negotiate a better rate because you have a larger group. In addition to that, you have people who are not sick paying in, so that people who are sick don't have to pay as much. Now, let me tell you why that makes sense. Because we do the same thing with Social Security. All of us have Social Security tax taken out of our checks. People say, well, I paid into Social Security. I paid Social Security all these years, and they think that they're getting their Social Security back. You're not getting your Social Security back. What you're getting is you're getting paid by the people who are currently working. The concept of the ACA came from how Social Security is set up. So the more healthy people you have on a plan, the better off you're going to be. The lower it's going to be for everybody. Now, for some people, it might be higher for them than it normally would have been, but it's going to be lower for many, many people. And so the overall balance of that, it balances itself out. And the last thing I will say about this, y'all, is this, and it's just an ideological discussion, right? Because the challenge is, what happens? This is my question for the Republican Party and people who hate the ACA. When the ACA, if it goes away, what are we going to do? What do you think your premiums are going to be when you have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people going to the emergency room instead of to the primary care physician, running up a bill, and because they don't have insurance, they don't pay it, and now the hospital tries to come and recoup it from who? From you.
I want to bring this video up here real quick.
Okay.
White Texans receive one member of Congress for every 445,000 residents. If you're Hispanic, it takes about 1.4 million residents for that same representation. If you are Black, it takes 2 million. In this proposal, a Hispanic Texan has 1/3 the political value of a white Texan under this plan, and a Black Texan 1/5. It would take 3 Hispanics to equal the representation of 1 white Texan and 5 Black Texans to equal the value of 1 white Texan. Any fair reading of this map shows what it actually does. It systematically dilutes Latino and Black voting strength while cementing and increasing Anglo control. We have not seen a map this deliberately engineered by skin color since the days that brought Americans to march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama in the 1960s. Marches that helped to bring about the Voting Rights Act just months later. You cannot say you found a way for one racial group that is 40% of our state's population to have 70% political control in this state and say that the racial disparities are merely coincidental. This map is an abomination. It is shameful. Under this map,
and look, and it's brazen. And again, like we talked. Here's my position on this. You cannot tell me that the Republican Party and the Democratic Party are the same. Where they're the two sides of the same coin. No, they are not. They are. I said it in another video. You can have two animals. One is a viper, and one is a viper, and one is a bunny rabbit in the yard. Now the bunny rabbit has problems too. They poop little bunny rabbit turds all over the place. But that is not the same as a viper in the grass. A rabbit in the grass, a fox in the grass is not the same as a viper in the grass. And I just despise that part of our conversation because in my opinion, I feel like it's lazy to say that the two parties are the same because they are not. And every time you say they're the same, the Republican Party go, "No, we ain't like them. No." And you be like, "Yes, you are."
They're similar. I'll just buy them. Hey, Kendall, are we on the 14th day of the shutdown?
We are.
Eric,
We're on the 14th day of the shutdown. And I want to get Eric's opinion on this because Eric is our resident financial guy. He's going to help us understand this. Here's the government shutdown. So the government shutdown, once again, federal employees are stuck in limbo while politicians play chicken on Capitol Hill. Millions are wondering when or if they'll get paid, while leaders argue over ideological differences that seem more personal than policy driven. Here, I want to know the root cause of this. Dysfunction has become strategy, it seems like, for our politicians in Washington. And Washington chaos isn't a side effect. I believe it is a tactic. It keeps voters divided, and it distracts us from real structural reform that we never get around to because we're playing chicken one with another. I'm going to ask Eric about the financial implications of this. How that, because I know you mentioned before when we were going into the shutdown, Eric, I thought you gave a good understanding to those who are watching us about the potential impacts financially on families and stuff like that. So now that people are scheduled this weekend to start missing checks, what should we be looking for?
We should be looking for people are already starting to hurting. We already got people. Trump, he said that he blamed this on the Democrats. He's saying that now I'm forced to fire some of these furloughed people.
Over 4,000. I think over 4,000, right? Over
4,000 people because Democrats shut down the government. One thing about Trump, you can say what he want, but that's gonna connect.
He
knows how to control the
He knows how to control the narrative.
He knows how to control the narrative.
Yep, and
because we're too busy trying to go high.
Yes, yeah, and this would be.
I'm sorry, y'all too busy. I can't say weird because.
But this would be the perfect opportunity for the working class and the poor and the middle class to come together.
Yeah,
and not be so divisive. That way, we come together, and tell our Congress people to get back to work, figure it out, and get this thing back open because it really hurts the poor and middle class. That gets affected.
Let me ask you another question. Let me ask you another question though, Eric. Do you think it's worth it though for the Democrats to? Because we keep talking about how they don't have enough fight. Do we think it's worth the Democrats putting a stake in the ground and saying we're gonna hold the line? Because if you let them tell it, what they're fighting for are these medical benefits,
yes.
not for immigrants, which is ridiculous. That's not even a real thing.
It's not a real thing.
But fighting for health benefits. So, do you think it's worth holding the line?
I think it's worth, for me personally, I feel like it's worth holding the line for those people to be able to have their health care. And the fact of the matter is, the ACA has a popularity rating of 70% amongst all Americans. 70%. So it's shifted for when it was first enacted in 2008. It had a favorability of like 44%. Favorability. So it was underwater. So by this point that people have had it, business owners have had it, farmers, small business owners have had it. They understand the benefits of it. Now it's 70% favorable. So most people, they want their ACA. Mm-hmm. So actually, Democrats are on the right side of this. So if I were them, I would still continue to hold the line, and like you said earlier, put it back on the House Majority Leader Mike Johnson to tell, hey, we're here. The Democrats, we're here. We're ready for us to be back open. At least, like you said, at least pay the veterans, pay the Army people to make sure they get paid. And like I said, we was talking about the financial part of it. If people are not working, it hurts everybody. It hurts your yard, your people who do your yard. Mm-hmm. It hurts. You're not gonna go out to eat. You're not gonna go down to eat. So the restaurant people won't be able to have a job. They cut their hours gonna be cut. People are not gonna be behind on their on credit card debt. Their credit cards debt's going to increase. It's really rich people are going to start putting stuff on credit cards. Then it's going to really hurt everybody. Yeah. And the thing is, what's holding the economy now is the stock market, which is unnaturally inflated because of AI. Well, I think I would love to talk about AI, the effect on our economy next week, and show how fake it is.
Yeah, because we're on a bubble. We're
in a bubble. We're in a 1920s type of bubble that it could get really, really ugly for everybody except the 1%.
Yeah. No, I mean, just the whole thing of the furloughed workers is still baffling to me. So but as we said in the last segment, this is what happens when you hand the Republicans the keys and tell them, hey, have at it, because we want to get these Mexicans out of the country. We want to get Antifa off our streets. We want to put a muzzle on Black Lives Matter.
Antifa on BLM. Is not a real corporation.
I'm talking about, but
I'm talking to you. He's just talking to general.
These are the talking points. These are.
No, I'm talking to our audience. Yeah, this is not a real thing.
Well, So anyway, this is what happens. This is the root. This is what happens when we take a step back and we take our foot off the gas. And now, I'm not going to dive into the Democrats right now. I'm not going to dive into the Biden administration right now because we're talking about Republicans. But this is what happens when you hand them the keys. It's sad because I know government workers and they're hurting already. It's just sad. And I know from a small business standpoint, I talked about it before the shutdown even happened. We were talking about what's going to happen when we were talking about government contracts and nonprofit organizations not receiving funding. And when they don't receive the funds, then that means all the programs that are for the community, like after school programs, like drug treatment and people being released from prison. And there's nonprofit organizations that's going into the prisons and helping your loved ones get reacclimated into society. There's nonprofit organizations that step in and help struggling families with housing. And there's nonprofit organizations that provide food. They tackle food deserts. They provide pantries and food drives, giving out gas cards. That stuff comes from money. It comes from donations. It comes from federal funding. And when you have Donald Trump and his cronies step in and say he's going to eliminate waste, people who are not part of that 1%, but he's going to give the big, beautiful bill tax breaks to the people who don't deserve it.
And they're still tricking the citizens about trickle down economics. They are still fooled. They actually think it's going to trickle down to us when it's not. It stays there with them.
Rich people don't get rich by spending all the money they have.
No, they don't.
It's not going to trickle down, right? And here's the other thing. This is according to ZipRecruiter. It says most government employees earn between $45,000 and $75,000 annually.
That's right there.
Oh yeah.
That's the middle class. And so when you're allowing these Republicans specifically Donald Trump, to tell you that there's waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. I know so many federal employees who are under-resourced to do their job. It's nauseating.
Yep.
And they'll say, well, you go into, I saw somebody in the chat thread, you go into a government building and they're talking about black
just sitting around doing nothing.
Well, hold on, they're talking about black people though. And she's sitting on the phone, popping her gum. I saw this white man sitting on the phone, popping her gum. And I said, sir, tick, tick, click, 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 click. To be clear, sir, she might as well talk on the phone. You want to know why? Because they don't even have printers that are less than 10 years old, sir. They don't have computers that are less than 15 years old. So she might as well sit there and actually help you on her cell phone.
She's better off.
You can go to a government website and see how
Yeah.
You can go to a government website and see how limited it is.
Yeah.
They're lazy. They're lazy.
And then watch this, and then you'll see that they'll talk about how, and then what people don't think, they'll say, I call on the phone and nobody answers the phone because there ain't but 3 of us in here. There's 3 of us doing the job of 7. So no, I'm not going to answer the phone. You got to come in here. And when you come in here, yes, I'm going to be on the phone talking to my mama to make sure that my kids get out of daycare on time, because I can't lose that daycare because all I'm making at the federal government is $18 an hour. So yes, I'm popping gum. I heard somebody say, who was that? It's he was the Fed chair for not the Fed chair, but he was the advisor for the Clinton administration. And this is what he said. I can never remember his name. He said the problem with America and our politics as it pertains to how we view our money is that we have people who make $1,000 an hour telling people who make $50 an hour that somebody getting $15 an hour is the problem.
Yep.
The $1,000 an hour guy tells the $50 an hour guy that the $15 an hour guy who works full time, who still has to get food stamps even though they work full time, they are the problem. They're lazy.
Yep.
Meanwhile, he's making $1,000 an hour telling you that make $50 an hour to fight for your life with the guy who's only making $15 an hour. And to Eric's point, if we as citizens of this country don't get to a point where we see each other as the same, it's never going to change.
It's never going to change. This is the perfect opportunity. The majority of the workforce here in this country are federal workers. Let's not forget that.
They are the largest workforce. They're the largest union in the country.
Yes, it's federal government. So that's another way for them to divide us, chop us down, chew us up, and spit us out. Can't let it happen.
And what are we doing again? It's about absolute power.
Absolute power.
You create a Roman Colosseum mentality with the American citizens, and we'll destroy ourselves and let them walk scot-free. They are getting paid during this shutdown.
Yep, and healthcare.
The healthcare that they want to take away. Come here, poor white people.
Yep.
Come here.
Yep.
Come here for a second.
Rural America. Go ahead. Talk to rural America.
Come here, rural America. Come here, Delphi, Indiana. Come here, Marion, Indiana. Come here, Whiteland, Indiana. Come here, Whitestown. Let me talk to you for a second. They want to take away your health care while they have the best health care this country offers.
Government health care. How
is that government health care? They're telling you that the government health care is terrible, but they use the government health care.
And you paying for it. And you paying for it $15 an hour. You do it. You paying for it.
You go every day to the local Chevron gas station to cash people out. You are a 45-year-old white man, and I'm not knocking you.
Stop.
No, I'm not attacking. I want to help you understand something. 45-year-old white man outside of Kokomo, Indiana, who once was working for your father and your grandfather both worked for the factory up there in Kokomo.
The GM plant.
The GM plant up there, assembling headlights.
Yep.
They had jobs. when it came time for you, when you got out of high school in 99, 2000, 2001, there was a guy in the White House by the name of George Bush. George Bush tanked the economy of this country, that by the time it was time for you to buy a house in 2008, we were in three crises. The stock market had crashed, the housing market had crashed, and all big three were going bankrupt. A black man came in and stabilized the entire economy.
2007, 2008. Who was that black man?
That black man was Barack Obama.
The Muslim. They said fear the Muslim. Hussein.
But what to come against it just a little bit, what Barack Obama
Jeremiah Wright.
He threw Jeremiah Wright under the bus.
The bus.
Unfortunately,
he did. He didn't have to. No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Separation of church and state.
Yes, he did. Dr. Jeremiah Wright, who is
he's a good
spiritual grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
My spiritual father, Mike Jones, his spiritual father was Dr. Jeremiah Wright. I've spent time with Dr. Jeremiah Wright. He would have told you in private.
He's an advocate. Yeah,
he would have told you in private. He told Barack, you got to jump out the nest because I don't want you to lose this opportunity over me.
That's fair.
Dr. Jeremiah Wright, he fell on his sword like a good father would. And I honor him forever for that. He forever has my honor and my respect for what he did for Barack Obama, to allow him not to feel some sense of responsibility to his spiritual father. I have a responsibility to you, son. Go be great.
That's fair.
You know, we have 5 minutes. He shouldn't have bailed out the banks.
He shouldn't have bailed out the banks. He should have bailed out the people. That's another subject.
All right. So we have 5 minutes. So I'm going to jump in here and kind of level set us. But
we don't flinch, no way. Bring the heat or throw shade. We're ready to play, pass or play. Yeah, we on that grind. Negative vibes, got receipts, we'll find. Pass or play. What's it gonna be? Root cause rolls deep. No apology. Step to the mic, yeah. We hold that crown. Root cause ain't about to back down.
New segment.
All right.
New segment that we love here, pass or play. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at y'all's comments. We're gonna look at your comments. Aaron's gonna bring up y'all's comments, and then the panel, we gonna decide if we gonna pass because what you said was so goofy that we not even gonna pay attention to it, or if we gonna go ahead and play this game with you. All right. So, Aaron, what's the first one up? What's the first one?
all right. So I see Eric jumped out because
a
lot of these were on his video, but we're gonna go ahead and keep going. So Eric had a video, put out a video about the Democratic Party and Kamala Harris, and how she didn't have a strategy. But in fairness, Eric did say that many people missed. There wasn't enough time for Kamala to have an actual plan.
He did.
So he did say that, but apparently it went over everyone's head. And Eric, what's going on, Eric? You got raptured up again? Raptured and rejected.
And sit back. He got raptured.
That's your time.
Now go ahead, tee it back up, Aaron. Tee up what you were saying, Aaron. Go ahead and tee it back up.
Yeah. So now I had to, because Eric jumped out and I had to reset us. So I don't want to throw the audience off. Like, hey, wait a second. Aaron's usually anyway. So Eric, stop trying to go to Jesus, because he's gonna keep sending you back. He's gonna keep sending you back. No, but anyway, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at these comments here. First comment: not to defend the Democrats, but they were very clear on their plan. If you had intellectual comprehension challenges, there are schools you can return to. Okay, fellas.
So are we going to pass the play? As you go ahead, Aaron. We pass
fellas, are we going to pass? All right, here's the rule. If we can give them a pass, meaning we're going to take the high road, we're going to take the Obama road, and we're going to go high when they're going low, or we're going to go toe to toe with them and we're gonna play, meaning we're gonna go toe to toe with them and jump into the trenches with them.
Nah, nigga, let's play. I'm gonna put that back up.
Play.
Let's play. I'm gonna play this one because I think he's referring to Eric. Let me tell you something about Eric. Eric is one of the most intelligent people you will ever come across. Eric is educated. Eric has certifications. Eric has degrees. Eric has a successful career and a successful business. Eric is a part of community organizations that do amazing work in the community. He has been presidents of different community organizations that do great work. He doesn't have a issue having comprehension challenges. And if you want him to go back to school, you're just going to be sending him back to Indiana University, which is one of the best business schools in America, where he got his degree from.
Come on.
What are we talking about? He graduated from the Kelly School of Business, one of the greatest business schools in America. Go ahead, Eric. I just had to say that for my brother. Go ahead, man.
Well, he said he didn't come to defend the Democrats, but
they were very clear on their plan.
You are the Democrats. You are the
dash. A dash in there, though.
Well,
when there's a dash in there, he wrote it with AI. But go ahead.
Yeah, but the thing is, their plan. Okay, let's say they did have a plan. Their plan did not connect with the American people.
Wait, Eric. Hold on, Eric. Run that back.
I missed something. There's something over my head.
Run it back, Eric. Say it again.
He said AI something.
No, say it again, Eric. Put it up and say
it. If you're going to come at us, don't use AI. This is clearly written.
Comprehension challenges. Hey, y'all gotta understand something about this group of people right here. If you're gonna start that, you talking to some dogs, bro. You better make sure you listen. You better make sure you're ready. If you're gonna play this game, pass and play, boy, you better make sure you're ready. Because if we decide to tee it up, bro, you don't want. I'm telling you, you got to be ready for that smoke. Right. Go ahead, Eric. Finish your thought.
Bunny, yeah, talk to Bunny.
Bunny boy is insane, by the way. But go ahead, ahead, Bunny boy. All right, let's we don't want to intimidate our audience. You know, we welcome comments from the left, from the right, from the middle, and from the slow. So we're not trying to intimidate y'all. We're not going to attack. We want comments from AI too. We want AI.
Go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eric.
My thing is, maybe she did have a plan. The plan did not connect with the American people because they lost the popular vote. She lost. Well, according to who you talk to, she lost the popular vote, and she did not connect with the American people.
But Eric, in fairness to you, you said where most of those comments missed. You clearly said she did not have. You said, in fairness to Kamala, she did not have enough time to have a plan. We all can agree there. She did not have enough time to have a fully vetted plan.
If she had a fully vetted plan,
and we can blame, and we won't blame Kamala for that. I'll blame that on the DNC and Joe Biden, because they should have moved out of the way long before. They shouldn't have skipped the primaries. They shouldn't have skipped the primaries. They thought that they were going to win. They thought, whoa, it's Trump. We're going to beat Trump again. No, and then they realized that he was doing horribly in the polls.
He was doing horribly. They lost black people.
They were losing black specifically. They didn't. No, they lost the Latino. They lost they lost those Latino vote. They lost the Latino vote. They did lose that, and they lost some black men. They still had large numbers of black.
Yeah, go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead.
They still had high numbers, high turnout of black. See, I don't want to throw black people under the bus. No. Yes, there were black men. Yeah, there were black men that left. Of course, and understandably, we talked about and we'll save that for another episode. But we talked about why black men felt unappreciated and ignored during not only Barack Obama's 2 terms, but also Biden's 1 term. And then let's not even talk about Republican terms. But we already talked about privately how black men felt.
Yeah.
And we need to spend an entire segment on that because we don't have enough time. But they still had turnout amongst black women and black men. Now, the black women, of course, they came out in numbers for Kamala. They came out. I think it was like 90% black women.
More than that,
I believe. Yeah, I think it was like 90, 95.
About
90. Yeah, 99. It was a little bit above 90. And black men, they weren't that far. I mean, black men, they were about 80, 82. But then Hispanics were like 2.
Yeah, no, and you're right about that. But I think
they were like that 20, 30%. You know what I'm saying?
Now, Aaron, we did have a comment where someone did agree with Eric. There was somebody that I think, you know, we would give her a pass because she did. I mean, she kind of critiqued his comment as well. But she also said, I think you may have that. She also said that there it is. She had 90 days and continuing Biden's policies were far better than what we have now. And I agree, Miss Denise. I agree with you. I agree with you on that point. And I think Eric would agree. I mean, I don't want to speak for him, but I think he would agree that obviously her policies will be better than what we have now. But Eric did make the point that really she didn't have enough time to really map it out.
I would say this.
Don't be so hard.
I would say this.
Your clown emojis.
Kamala and Biden did not have a plan when it came down to the Gaza-Israel situation. That hurt her.
It did. It hurt her in Michigan.
Well, there's a comment out there, and we're going to run out of time for this, but there was a comment out there where I think it was on YouTube. She was saying that's not what Kamala never said, that she would do nothing different. She did say it that she wouldn't, there was nothing that she would do differently, but she was holding on. She didn't want to offend Biden. And the closer it got to the election, that's when she started to kind of create separation and say, okay, now I'm going to have to. Exactly. It was already too late. And that's when she went on that black man campaign, and she went on the Breakfast Club, talk about what she's going to do for black men. She started posting more about what she'll do for black men. She put out something on the website about what she'll do for black men. It was, by then it was too late. We're within 30 days of the election, and you're just now talking about what you're going to specifically do for the black man.
And Barack
Obama wasn't enough time.
Barack Obama did not do her any favors with his comment either.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't enough time. I mean, in fairness to Kamala, like you said last episode, there wasn't enough time for her to have a full campaign.
But for real, guys,
we don't want to ignore. We don't want to ignore the fact that. Go ahead, Derek.
But let's be frank, guys. If it was actual primary, a quick primary, would she have been a nominee? Would she have been a nominee?
No,
absolutely not.
No,
absolutely not. No way, no how.
No, I think she shouldn't have. Well,
they went with the you know why? Because Barack Obama didn't come out right away. Nancy Pelosi, she said it that we need to do a mini primary. They knew that Kamala didn't have to choose.
But I'm gonna tell
when you skip the primaries, you take away the voice of the people, and that's what counts. The people decide who they want. You disagree? Voting in the primaries is not important.
The people did not pick Kamala.
Yeah, well, hold on a second. This is my response to that, Aaron. I would say, because keep in mind, you're talking about a Democratic strategist in the state of Indiana.
Go ahead.
This is what so delegates were rallying behind Kamala. I'm talking about grassroots delegates. But hear me. But grassroots delegates were rallying behind her behind closed doors. They were when they were doing. So hold on. During that time, there were Zoom calls and large phone-in calls, and people were voting backdoor with a lot of delegates around the country. People that not only the politicians that are delegates, but also Democratic delegates around the country who are precinct chairs, precinct vice chairs, and people like that. They were starting to rally around Kamala. In all fairness, now I will say this. I think if they did a primary, I think the reason why they decided not to do it wasn't a perfect storm. It was a storm created, to y'all's point, and I agree with you, it was a storm created by the DNC and Joe Biden. After the midterms, when we averted a red wave, he should have said right then, I'm stepping out.
He's a narcissist.
Because if his litmus test, in my opinion, should have been, had he been able to hold the House, now we can roll with you trying to run again. Because halfway through, people were willing to give you another shot at it. Now, he averted a red wave and getting completely washed out, which was good. But to me, right after the midterms, he should have said, you know what, I'm out. And gave people, like to y'all's point, an opportunity to have an actual process. The challenge is that late to have a mini convention is not logistically possible. It doesn't make sense. And you really got some of that data when you were having some of these back channel Zoom calls and different things like that, some that I was even on myself, that you were getting that data anyway. And the last thing I'll say is this. The primary process, Aaron, I agree with you. But the notion that she was not selected by the people, I would disagree on this point. They chose her they voted for her knowing that she would be the vice president of the United States and that she was one heartbeat away from being president. That was the justification. I'm not saying I totally agree with it, but that was the thinking. That, along with data that they were getting from the delegates, kind of all came together and created what we had. But I agree with both of you that the biggest issue was Joe Biden and the DNC. I agree with you.
Kendall, we got to wrap as we're 10 minutes over. And I'm going to have to give you the last word.
Listen, you've been listening to the Root Cause Podcast. Thank you for joining us. For myself, my brother Aaron Chandler, my brother Eric Johnson, y'all please rock with us. Keep following, keep checking us out. We are on social media at Root Cause Pod, at Root Cause Pod. Also on X, we are at Talk Root Cause. So follow us on social media, y'all. We're looking at the algorithm, and it looks like we're starting to pick up some traction. We're really excited about that. So keep following us, man.
Thank you.
TikTok's been showing us love.
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
on TikTok, baby, showing us love.
Yeah, TikTok is doing this thing. But we love y'all, Eric, Ace. I'll see y'all next episode, man. Look, we love y'all, man. The worst is over, and the best is yet to come. You've been listening to the Root Cause Podcast. Love y'all. We'll see you next time.